From apartment moratorium to Shem Creek to single-member districts, Mount Pleasant Town Council member Joe Bustos talks to me one-on-one for this edition of Quintin's Close-Ups. Well, Joe, it is so good to see you again.
Well, it's good to see you as well.
I really appreciate this.
Absolutely, anytime.
Thank you. Well, you know, as we sit here right now at Mount Pleasant Town Hall, there's so many issues going on in the town of Mount Pleasant.
That's true.
What is it like to be Joe Bustos, a town councilman right now?
It's good. You know, I grew up in Mount Pleasant, so this is not a chore for me. This is something I enjoy doing, and I know a lot of people in Mount Pleasant, so I'm trying to do their work.
Yes, sir. Speaking of which, describe to me the following one word: development impact fees.
Low.
Single member districts.
Non-existent.
Apartment affordable housing.
Non-existent.
Apartment moratorium.
In place.
Mayor Page's State of the Town address recently.
It was good.
Let me turn to the new town hall, which is right across the street right here. Mayor Page told me a week ago, and for Quintin's Close-Ups, that it's a true civic space built with the community in mind. It's built to showcase government and work in action. It's a historic nod. What is your definition of the new town hall?
Well, I think it was overpriced. $33 million and $1.4 million for furniture was, and most of that was tax increment financing money. In my opinion, that was money that should have been spent on the town. We have areas in the TIF districts that need drainage. Instead, the money is in the town hall. I think government should be less grand and a little more efficient.
Let me turn to ferry cruise passengers, because she said to me basically, hey, it's not really a goal of the town of Mount Pleasant to attract tourism, but the economic development plan is about really bringing businesses and well-paid jobs to Mount Pleasant. When you look at that economic development plan, what sticks out to you?
Well, tourism, regardless of what was said, tourism is a big part of what this town attracts. You know, Charleston, Sullivan's Island, beaches, the history of Charleston, our sweetgrass basket makers. There's a lot of history here, and that draws people, and people should come here to learn about this part of the country. You know, our past is important.
Let me turn to murals. As you know, there's been debate about that the entire winter. Mayor Page told me in the interview that public art is not counted towards signage, and it's actually a great step to basically separate public art from signage. Can you explain to me what is your definition of public art and what's your definition of the signages?
Well, a sign is anything that draws attention to the business and is meant to encourage or give direction to a business. Art is simply there for the enjoyment of the passers-by. And sometimes there's a little crossover, and where that happens, our code enforcement people have to make a judgment call, and then they write a ticket, and then it goes to a judge to make a judgment call. The important thing to remember about art is you have freedom of speech, I have freedom of speech, and if someone chooses to put something on the side of a building that offends you or offends myself, that is their freedom of speech. Yeah, there was a Supreme Court justice that said, I can't tell you what pornography is, but I know it when I see it. So, you know, that was a presumably very wise man who struggled with the same thing with the freedom of speech.
Let me turn down the street to Shem Creek. Basically, Mayor Page told me that water quality issues and maintaining the commercial character of the creek is really the debate right now over Shem Creek. What is the state of Shem Creek in your mind?
Well, Shem Creek, in my mind, when the garage was put there, it just damaged the creek, in my opinion. The other thing is we have so much development and roadways and things we have to do, but that which we have now, a certain amount of it empties into the creek. and backyards with fertilizer and animal droppings goes into the creek. And the creek doesn't have a lot of flushing action in the upper reaches. So in my mind, development has led to it will lead to the demise of Shem Creek if we're not careful.
Well, Councilman Joe Bustos, thank you so much for your time. I really appreciate this.
Absolutely, and as I said, we just scratched the surface. So anytime you want me to come back
Sure.
and talk about things,
Yes.
I would do that. There are a lot of things going on in Mount Pleasant, and they need to be addressed with the residents, the taxpayers in mind.